Okay, what's up, YouTube? As always, my life always has like some weird twists and turns, and I think it's that much more exasperated because, I'm kind of by myself and to myself a lot. Um, Situation that happened today was, as always, I'm cleaning everything. If it's not my place, organizing it. And when I say clean, I just mean, well, yeah, clean. Organizing, putting stuff in its place and whatever. Same thing goes for my electronic media and files. So it got to the point where I just felt like I had way too much stuff, and I wanted to get to a point where either, just like the Japanese do, they have just-in-time processing, or if you're an admin, you have the raft. You read it, act it, on it, file it, or trash it. Because I just had entirely too much stuff, so I just reset everything. And in the process of resetting everything, I wiped out the password for the internet, and and the only place that I could get it is from the landlord. So the landlord's truck was outside. So I went to go see if he was there. I was thinking, okay, well maybe he's sleeping. And I'm the kind of person, I'm very timid when it comes to like disturbing somebody. I don't like to wake anybody up. I don't like to pull anybody out of their comfort zone. None of that. So I try to be as conscientious as possible. So I'm like, okay, um, this person is either not here, the vehicle's here, but they may be just around the neighborhood somewhere, or um, they're just knocked out, tired, and don't want to be bothered. And I'm like that too, you know. So I said, well, not a problem. I'll just leave a note. So I left a note just saying, when you are able to, can you please write the password down and leave it on my door. And I specifically put that because I'm thinking if I don't put that, he's going to just try to text it to me, And I know he doesn't have any problem doing that. So, I and I figured it had tape and everything. He'd probably just write it on that piece of paper and tape it to my door. So, didn't think nothing of it. Went on about my business, did other things. Of course, did my gardening, did my cleaning up, did my journaling. Just other stuff. That little creative, quiet, shy people like me do. So, didn't hear anything. And I said, well, I could probably find it another way, because I have it in an old file somewhere. I just have to go somewhere where I can retrieve it. So I started to do that. Then I was like, dog, I set a new password. I don't remember my password. So I went on and did my other stuff, and I came back. But before I left, I was hearing him, like, move around and stuff like that. So I figured, well, he's here. I just give him, like, 15, 20, 30 minutes. Went back there, didn't see any motion, so I said, well, okay, fine. I'll do my other stuff. And besides, I don't need to be on the internet anyway. I'm on here entirely too much. And I think that too much of anything is a horrible thing. And I've absolutely done too much of the internet. Way too much in too many ways. Meaning that I just too much. Been on the internet entirely too much. So I was like, not a problem. And it felt so good to kind of be broken away from that. I sat on the porch, enjoyed some fresh air, wrote in my diary, took a walk, felt how fat I was from sitting around and being on the net all the time. Um, went out and was around other people, went to the store, and, noticed like my little quirks and shyness. Went back to the store again to get my dirt, and lo and behold, it was only 64 cents to repot my plants and stuff. And I noticed how awkward I am. Like, I have this part of me that really tries hard, and it's become a habit, and I see my mom do it too. Like, you want to fit in, you want to be cared about, so you humble yourself to other people's level, and you put them not even to their level, but beneath them. You put yourself beneath them so they can stand on you, so that so they don't feel intimidated, so they don't feel anger or feel anything that could be interpreted as something to be threatened. So you put yourself under them. And I saw myself do it to the point that it hurt, because it's like I wanted to be approved of and accepted and acknowledged as being a good person so bad that, I mean, I put myself under folks, and it was painful to, I guess, from somebody looking outside in to watch, cause it's very uncomfortable. I'm sure to see that. But it is what it is. So I made it back safely. No traumatic experiences. Um, but then It was like then I went back again, to the landlord because I went to peek at the door to see if they at least took the note down. The note wasn't there anymore. Like I said, the guy that had his house torn down next door, I guess he's staying with him now or something. And so I didn't see the note there, and I saw somebody sitting there, but it was kind of dark, and it was a guy that used to stay in the place next door that no longer exists. So, I'm knocking, he's not saying anything, and so I'm like, it's such and such here in Spanish, because he pretends like he doesn't speak English. He didn't say anything, and so I guess the landlord was sitting, in the back, and like I just couldn't see him through the window, and so he came out, and I was just like, can you give me the, and it's just like, when I get into that situation, I didn't ask any questions, which I should have, about did you get my note or whatever like that, because I just wanted to get what I needed and get the hell out. So I was like, can you give me the password again for the internet, because I lost it. He's like, and he was like, he was trying to remember it, and then he was like, I'll text it to you, and I was like, I can't, and he was like, yeah, you're right, you can't get the text. And then I was like, let me go get a pen and paper. And so he had this look like, oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? So, but I knew that was the fastest way, so I went to go get the pen and paper. On the way back, he comes out, and he like meets me at the truck. And it was just kind of, the feeling that I got was really weird. Like, it was just a weird feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't mind, but the feeling was that he minded. You know what I'm saying? Like, he minded. Like, I know that he didn't mind the password or whatever like that, but I think I got the feeling that he minded me being in that area. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure if it's because of the man next door, or or that was next door. I'm not sure what the situation was there, but it was just a really odd, uncomfortable feeling. And then on top of that, after I wrote the numbers down, and he gave me the correct information, he looked it over and said it was right. It's like he walked past me, and I guess he walked around the other way, and it was like he was seeing what I was doing or something. It was just weird. It was just an odd feeling. And I felt so uncomfortable, but it's like one of those things where you don't want to make a big deal out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? It was a very uncomfortable feeling. And then earlier, when I went back there to knock on the door, the lady that lives next door, that's usually very friendly to me, it was so odd. It was just odd. She was like watching me, you know what I'm saying? And then I waved to her, and her wave was hesitant. And I don't like this type of feeling, and the reason why is the same thing happened to my old job, where it was just weird stuff happening. Like I said, I took my stuff home from work, and then the employer, my old employer, was calling me and was like, somebody told me that you was quitting and this, that, and the other, and I was like, no, why would somebody even say something like that? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's the same thing about this situation. It's a weird feeling. It's just an absolute strange feeling. It's very uncomfortable. It's something that needs to be discussed. You know what I'm saying? On my part, at least, just out of respect. You know what I mean? Because I need to know, why is that situation so uncomfortable? Like, you know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to crash nobody's barbecue or party to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm always the kind of person, sadly to say, I always stay in my place, regardless of what the situation is. It's kind of sad, but it's good. And because that was just the weirdest feeling. Did you get the note or did you not? And I texted to ask him, you know what I'm saying? But what I noticed is that he doesn't respond back or text back unless, it's me telling him, when are you going to be around because I need to give you the rent. So it's a very uncomfortable feeling. But I guess as a woman, I need to toughen up. And I guess I just need to toughen up. But it's very uncomfortable. And I don't know, but I will say something. And then the other thing too, like, he didn't address the fact that I told him that I needed him to notarize like my lease so that I can get my stuff together. You know what I mean? He never even followed up on that. He hasn't followed up on anything actually about this place, like the roof. Never followed up on that. but I let that go, not a problem. The internet, he did do something with that, you know, and he showed me like the paperwork and everything. You know, I'm not around to bust nobody's balls, but like I said, anyways, my time limit is up. But I wanted to share that. Do you all ever have any like feelings like that that are really strong over things that, you know, normally would not be a big deal, but you just feel strongly about it? And like with the work thing, I felt weird about it, but I went to consult. I even went to put an ad on Craigslist to see what other people's thoughts were, and they had real strong feelings about it, and they weren't even involved. But if you have situations similar that's just weird like that, let me know. Thanks. Bye.